Selamat pagi, terima kasih kerana bersama saya Nabilah Khalida, dan pada jam ini kita akan berikan tumpuan terhadap bagaimana untuk kita pastikan literasi kewangan dalam kalangan anak muda ataupun remaja, or financial literacy in youth or money management. So saya akan bercakap bersama dengan Right Authority. Saya akan bersama dengan Ernest Tan, founder of Jopez Academy. Good morning, Ernest.
Hi, good morning, Malaysia listener. So
This
glad
is
to be with
Captain
you all.
Raya, how's everything so far?
Okay, my holidays as usual. Usually during this holiday period, people will start talking to me. They'll be running a lot of classes, webinar. I'm only good at talking about money. So this is a time where people are holiday, they free. Your Malay having your Hari Raya, I'll be talking to the Chinese. Chinese New Year, I'll be talking to the Malay. Okay, because they say, nothing to do, Ernest. Can you do something for us? Okay, you got 10 people. I do anyway. I love talking about money.
Amazing. Let's talk about money. So what are the specific negative outcomes when we talk about financial literacy in youth, and how do these consequences impact both individuals and also towards the whole industry of and how we can relate to the economic issues?
Young people, you are young also. I look at you. All right, a lot of young people, they finish graduating in school. The first thing, some financial institution, I don't want to name who, first thing they will offer you a debit card. They don't teach you anything about credits. They give you a debit card. So you say, okay, debit card, I spend using card. Okay, my standard upgraded. When you graduated, you start working only, the financial institution will come and offer you credit cards without telling you the difference between credit cards and debit cards. So now say, oh, Papa, Mama, I've upgraded. I got job. Come, let me buy you dinner. I got credit card. No money? I got credit card. Okay, you use the credit card. The next minute, you didn't know that you got to pay using your salary. Because you saw your parent using credit card, but you never see your parent paying for it. So when it comes to month end, when the credit card bill comes, you didn't pay for it. And the thing gets snowballed with interest, that becomes that you accumulated a lot of debts. When a person is in debts, do you think they can concentrate working? Your performance in the workplace will drop. When anything happen, do you think you can get increment? No, right? You don't get extra bonuses. So that will definitely, accumulation of that will definitely bring you a downfall. But that means you didn't have good financial planning.
Okay, like you mentioned just now, you mentioned about debt. And there's this statistic that said as of last year alone, 2023, 73% of Malaysian youth are in debt. And this is very worrying, especially when it comes to they have a lack of financial comprehension. And also, according to financial literacy education platforms like yourself, Jopez Academy, children often do not comprehend the value of money due to lack of real meaning of spending experience. So my question is, at what age should we start introducing the value of money or the money managing literacy towards youth or children?
Well, the way that I have been researching, because I wrote a book called Raising Financially Savvy Kids. Yeah, so in writing that book, I take 2 years of doing research, like a TC. Right? I discovered from as young as 2 years old, kids already start to learn about money. And trust me, the first money lesson that parents always argue with me to say that I didn't teach them to spend money. I teach them to save. I give them the piggy bank. Okay, I know Malay don't like piggy bank, but that is the coin box. I say save. I say parents wrong. As young as 2 years old, they already learn how to spend, and you taught them, parents, you taught them to spend money. And they say, what? They argue with me. I say, yes, I can prove to you. And that's why in the entire 29 years in the financial business, the only money lesson that I don't have to teach, spending. The hardest to teach is getting you to be rich, is to do investment. And all you have is, no, I don't want investment, because investment, my daddy, mommy say, is risky. It's meant for the rich. It's meant for the people who got money. I say, what? No way. If you want to be rich, you want money to work for you, you got to learn to take some form of risk. And risk is good if you know how to manage it. So as young as 2 years old, we got to start teaching kids about money. By the time Chinese, there's a saying, by the time they are 7 years old, your money habits, your character has already more or less shaped in your life. I can tell a person can be rich or poor by answering a few questions because that mindset you had determine how you're going to manage money. So from as young as 2 years old, you got to start talking to your kids about money. And people like yourself, I want now, even teens like yourself, young adults, don't worry, it's not too late. Don't wait until like me at 36. Then I paid so much money to learn from mentors from the West. And then today, from a poor family, from a bankrupt family today, I'm a millionaire. So it's still not too late. So from as young as 2, start. And always start by giving them small money. Let them make small mistakes. When they make mistakes small, it's not painful when they're young. As compared to now, if they are adults, they make bigger mistake in the real world, it's very painful, especially in debts, credit card debts. 70% of people in debt. So why? Well, first thing I understand Malaysian, first thing they got a job, they need to buy a car. You see, unless you don't understand, I need a car to travel to work. So when they buy the car, they sign a contract. But the job may only last for 6 months, but the debt is there for 5 years. So how to solve this problem? We got to think, we got to look into it deeper. Yeah, there are many ways. Things, it's not how much you earn, it's how much you give. Don't spend things unnecessarily to please people you don't like.
Okay, that's on the age that how we can start financial literacy or the money management system at the young age, as early as 2 years old, as what Ernest said earlier. But let's say the amount of 70% that I mentioned earlier that are already in debt. So what can we do? What are the first steps? In Malaysia, we have AKPK to help all the rakyat with all the debts, all the hutangs. But for youth, what specific measurements or perhaps strategies or initiatives should we start with them to guide them towards to get out from the debt?
Okay, first of all, don't get into it. Okay, so from young parents, start teaching your kids about money, managing them with the money just system. I love to talk about money because I create them easy, simple, fun, so that children will enjoy, then they will want to do it. So this is the money just system that I create for children. Adult got 6. Spend, share. Later on, when we talk about the Raya kind of ang pao money, okay, how are you going to use it? Once you know how to manage it, when it comes to when you're in debt, then we say, it's okay, then which jar you should cut down. In fact, those who have credit card debt, the first thing I ask them is, can you do a plastic surgery? They say, what? I got no money. Plastic surgery? No, I say plastic surgery means take your card and cut it. Okay? No usage of the credit cards at all. Okay? Until your debt is clear, especially credit card, the young people, credit cards. The adults, when they got loans, they are normally the mortgage loan. I've been talking since COVID, I've been talking to more than 200 over people or parents in Malaysia. Some of you Malaysians, you love properties like anything. Some own 4, 5 houses, and now they couldn't get rent, they couldn't pay the mortgage, so there's a debt. So then I say, one way to do it is cut down, sell off. Okay, if you cannot manage it. Clear your loan, clear those that small amount first so that it will motivate you. Then you clear. By the time you clear the bigger amounts, clear the smaller one first.
So step number 1, don't get into debt. And how to not get into debt is don't buy things that you don't want, you don't need, and then things that you cannot afford.
Yeah. And especially if you think they cannot, please turn off those social media, that do a lot of advertising. All right. They try to hook you. All right. And then you end up being tempted to spend. So there's another way to cut down those temptation. Today with social media, there's so many temptation everywhere to get you to spend money. Even the cup of latte, can make you rich, But today, everybody is having that fast meal latte, bubble tea. you're making some merchant rich and not yourself.
And another good way to start the youth or perhaps the young kids to start managing their financing better, managing their finance better is during this festive season, during Hari Raya, during Chinese New Year. How can we leverage this festive season into instilling some financial literacy towards them, especially when they receive ang pao, duit raya? So how can we further leverage this festive season? Because to some parents, to them it's just just receiving ang pao. It's nothing, nothing serious to be look at. But to some parents, maybe this is the right time to start teaching their children when it comes to managing their money. So, what can you share to us about that?
Yeah. So when it comes to this Raya ang pao or even the Chinese Year ang pao, right now these days the teens begin to have argument with their parents. And the first thing I say is parents and teens, you need to start to have agreement. The Raya ang pao or the Chinese Year ang pao that you get children is a privilege, not your entitlement. So the money is not yours. A lot of teens complain to me that my parents confiscated my ang pao. I say, what? They confiscated? And some parents, they say, no, I didn't confiscate it. I helped them. I managed it for them by helping them to deposit in the bank. I said, did you show to them that you did it for them? Did you bring it to the bank? Let them handle the money to the cashier. Show them the bank book, show them this entry, and there's something called interest. Especially when they're young, this is where the teachable moments is. You tell them this is interest. As they go bigger, as they go older, let this money grow by helping them to start an investment account. Parents, we need to change the mindset. Parents, I need your help. As much as I can train the children and the teens, but the teens and the children, when they are back home, they need to be supported. Okay, to be endorsed, those things I teach. When I teach the teens about investment, when they go home, they say, my parents say, no, your guru is gundu, doesn't do anything. This ang pao money is safe to be in the saving account. Well, safe for what? Safe for rainy day. Papa, mama, it's raining today. Can I take the money to spend? No. Then what do you mean by keep save the money for raining? So it becomes so boring. So parents, don't just teach things like what the past my parents taught us. The newer generation today with AI is coming in, the children is quite well informed in the social media what money can do. Your peers are teaching them, your peers are sharing with them some of the concept. So parent, you can't escape. We need your help to support your children. The Raya ang pao, okay, that you all collect, help them to manage. But if you manage it for them 100%, they are not happy. Teens are teens. They like to have some freedom. Or even sometimes nowadays, not only just Raya, it can be a birthday celebration ang pao. So children will receive it, say, Papa, Mama, it's my grandma give me the ang pao, is for me to buy my own birthday gift. How come you take everything? So they will go and tell grandpa, don't give me ang pao, buy me the gift better. Right? So I teach parents, say, okay, when you give children pocket money to go to school, make sure that you have the same money just system. Okay. 70% is for them to spend. Make sure they can spend the money in school. Make sure you give them enough to buy food. Okay. 20% is to save. This is a save job. 20% save, cannot take out. 10% is for you to give away, donation. But when it comes to Raya ang pao, okay, or birthday, then we reverse. Not 20% to save, 70% to save. Okay, and 20% for them to spend, and also teach them. Okay, when your grandma give you something and you got to buy something, go and buy something back for them. This is called giving it away. So that's where I teach parents that once you got this money just system, it's so easy to manage the money in a fun way, so children don't get bored. But of course, parents, when you do this, you yourself got to set a good example. You got to be the good role model. Parents, you yourself has 6 money jars. Yeah. And then the children say, oh, Papa, Mama have 6. I have 3. Then it's easy. As they go into teens and they go into adulthood, they upgrade these 3 into adult 6 money jar system. That
Okay.
is very easy to management. And money loves you. And money loves you, money follow you.
Another thing we can look at is okay, right? Parents have done their job, and now perhaps because they spend quite the most of their time at school. So, how can we leverage these school teachers towards advising them and towards educating them the importance of money and importance of saving in their everyday learning mechanisms?
Yeah, I hope the schools, right, can incorporate some of these teaching about money, okay, into your curriculum. Unfortunately, for the last 12, 14 years, I've been talking to a lot of schools. Schools say, Ernest, number one, we are already very packed with our curriculum. Very difficult. I say, what about your math subject? Okay. So they end up adding very simple financial literacy, counting coin, counting money, simple interest. That's all. But they didn't go into the deeper part of it. So because of this, so there is a lack that the school don't teach about money. Of course, there's other reason why the school or the government doesn't want to teach most people about money. Because if you come to my class and then I teach you if I teach you how to get money to work for you, would you still be working hard for money? The economy will be affected if there's no labor. Right? Everybody got money, so not working. Just like Singapore, like them. Singaporeans are far too rich. A lot of children, the second or third generation, I want to work, do work, don't want to work, never mind, this type of attitude. End up, we got employment issue. Right? So that's where sometimes the school don't teach. The government may not want to incorporate this in the curriculum. Yeah, but I think for us, we can't be working for the rest of our life. Young, we got energy, we can work, we get money. By the time we get money, young people, parents, you got to start learning how to get money to be your employee, get them to work harder so that when we grow old, money is working for us rather than we got to chase after money. That become a very pathetic when you're 60, 70 years old, you still got to work for money. You got to be a road sweeper, you got to be going to the hawker centers or food court, cleaning table, clearing people dish, all this. I think that's pathetic. Yeah. How about, by the time you're 60, 70s, you got so many employees for you, working for you, and you sit back and relax. You work not because you have to, you work because you have a choice to. Yeah.
Okay, Ernest, how can we synergize the collaborative effort in between the government and also industry players to have a money-savvy generation instead of tech-savvy generation? I mean, it's a good thing to have a tech-savvy generation, but it's good to have a money-savvy generation as well.
I agree with you. In fact, it's not just tax saving. Okay, that's why today in one of my topics, I always ask parents, is academic success equal or not equal to financial success? So your question to me is that instead of academic now, I say, with technology's success equal to your financial success or not equal? So a lot of parents will answer, no law. Then I say, no, then why you force your children go to school? They say, no, children. I say, no, they are both equal. You are now focusing too much on technology. You are focusing too much on academic, but none is focused on financial. So as much as the government, all right, or the society is teaching you all to study hard, to get technology, to help you all to have a livelihood, bread and butter. But you all need to go and study financial because earlier I said the school just don't have the time to insert this part of it. This financial literacy or this financial success is a life skill, it's a lifelong thing. To add this in, there is a lot of stress and a lot of resources required from the government or even from the society. So parents, let's take a proactive approach. If the school don't teach, we now got to find someone else that will teach. Parents, you teens, you got to start reading. With social media, with technology, a lot of more information is available in the net. But I must caution, A lot of things are in the net. You must be able to discern to distinguish what is good and what is bad. If not, especially there's a lot of scammers right now out there. So if you're not financially literate, then you get caught, especially those who are greedy, especially those who want to have get rich quick scheme. I guarantee you will fall into the trap of this scammer. Then you end up not learning, but you end up losing a lot of money. So you got to look for in the internet for the technology one. You got to be very savvy what to go in. Best, get a good mentor, a mentor that will guide you and will journey with you to your financial success, not selling you product, but willing to hold your hand. So don't just depend on the society, don't just depend on the school. Nice if the school were to come out, but I've been talking to them about 10 whole years. It's so difficult. The teachers doesn't know. So I look at it and I say, let's do some the other way around. If the mountain don't come to you, you go to the mountain.
And digital or technological advancements, like you said just now, leads or helps you to with saving their money or financial savvy generation. But the tech as well can bring them towards the BNPL, buy now pay later, or like you mentioned earlier, like the usage of credit cards, debts. So how can we manage this issue? Should we reform or perhaps do some enhancements towards our policies? Or what do you think about that?
Well, there's always a lot of policies, even in my profession as a financial planner. Okay. We always say a certain amount of money to be spent, We got guidelines. Even buying insurance got guideline. Investment also got guideline. But human being human being, they don't like to be controlled by rules. So I always teach the mindset first. Even for children, you give them the allowance. Please, parents, whether you use technology now, they say, where got money? They all use a card already, all debit in the card, go to school, they get a card or get the handphone, got money gone. I say, parents, yes, you tell them the money that is your card is after you have put 20% away. All right? For adults, I'm not too sure in Malaysia now what is your EPF rate. In Singapore, we got to put 37% away. With that put away, then we have same thing. Whatever balance that you take home, parents, your salary. I want your salary. Technology is there, but technology doesn't replace the money. I know cryptocurrency is coming in, Bitcoin is coming in. Hello. If you can't understand this simple part of it, when you still physically see the money and can't manage it, it will be more difficult and it will be more challenging if the money become virtual. You can't feel it, you can't see it, you can't touch it. Then how are you going to manage it? Right? So there's a saying that I always say is, you don't play any games without understanding the rules if you want to win. And when you don't understand the rules, then that's where you went in to play the game. You play to win. You play to become a millionaire. You play to become a money master, getting money to work for you.
Yeah. But when we speak of this topic or this discussion, it's important to note that the youth in rural areas, they don't get as much awareness, they don't get as much attention and don't get the right access towards technology and internet, and some even are unbanked or underbanked. So how can we manage this and far to speak on financial literacy with them?
Yeah, I agree with you, especially those rural area. I came from a bankrupt family when in the 80s, 90s, technology is not available. Then how do I get? So there are a lot of people out there, good-hearted. Okay, I don't want to say myself. I don't want to brag about myself. We are always there to reach out to the poor and the average people. We are here to help. Yeah, we are willing. You're sincere. There are always people around to help you. Ask. Don't just be, shy, embarrassing to know that I'm a bankrupt. No, I came from a bankrupt family. I tell the world, I come from a bankrupt family. And the world will now bless me. Ernest, how can I help you? And that's where I embrace people taught teaching. And then I change. It's painful, huh? It's painful, I must say. For things to work, you must willing to change. Because if you keep on having the same thought that I'm poor, then you remain poor. But you have the thought, they say, I'm poor, but I want to change, I want to be rich. By when? Then the thoughts begin to change. When the thoughts change, your feeling change. When your feeling change, you take a different form of action, and that different form of action will produce a different results. So regardless of which part of the world it is, okay, whether rural or city life, you need to have that change. There are plenty of ways to learn. So it doesn't take money, okay, to become rich. All right, it takes money to make more money. It doesn't take money to make money.
All right, that was Ernest Tan, the founder of Jopez Academy. And youth, remember to save your money and manage your financial well with the help of parents and also teachers and also the right authorities. So I'll see you next time. You can find the whole discussion on astro.awani.com and every social media platform of AWANI.